want you to join us on Sunday afternoons at 3 o'clock on this radio station for our 2-hour show, talking to you about the Word of God, giving you great contemporary music, some lively chat, and just some food for thought. You'll be encouraged to know how very much God loves you and how He has a plan for your life. Join us this coming Sunday at 3 o'clock on Living the Good Life.
Make sure you tune in to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6. That's right, 3 hours now of the evolution of sports talk radio, the Sports Web. We give you your own walk-up music. We let you call in twice so we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. On Saturday afternoons in the Tampa Bay area, it's the Sports Web with your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Don. So every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 6, it's the Sports Web on the Tan Talk Sports Network.
There's only one place on the radio where golfers like you can turn for the best tips, interviews, product reviews, local tournaments, and everything golf talk. The Golf Show, guys.
Hey, join the Golf Show, guys, every Wednesday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's not just funny, it's informative, it's celebrities, and it's a lot of applause. It's the Golf Show, guys, Wednesday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's
Tan Talk Sports Network. Welcome back to your third hour of the most entertaining sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area. On Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network, it's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Don. A lot of talk today about base, a little talk about the Rays, a lot of talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, man, it's football now.
I'm telling you, you got the NBA drama going on, and then
the pads are clacking.
Yep.
And they put on pads for the first time today. Sir, you're going to be so excited tomorrow when you watch those pads clacking, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Oh, I know you can't wait.
And I want to get everybody's excitement out there. Are you ready for football? What do you want to talk about today when it comes to the NFL?
This city, man,
yes.
they're you know, and I'm not going to be too mad at them. You know, I like to get on them sometimes. I can't be too mad at them because the Jameis Winston thing is hanging over them or whatever. But let me tell you something. Football is football.
It is. You're
football
absolutely right.
It's football. So if you can't get excited about that, now I can really dive into it and really start paying attention because I'm seeing my boy MJ Stewart had a couple good first days. I read today that JPP was showing out and everything. So those things are exciting to me.
Of course it is.
You know, you try to get on me about Gerald McCoy, but I saw that Gerald McCoy and his one-on-one, those drills with Caleb Billinott make Caleb Billinott look crazy. So now I'm getting scared about my bet that I have with you, but I can't really get too scared because it's Gerald McCoy. He's supposed to make Caleb Billinott look like a rag doll.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you are a 6-time Pro Bowler. So all these things are going to be exciting. So let's get off the negativity. It's a new year.
Thank you.
It's a new year. It's a new year. Am I going to preach playoffs here right now today? No. Can this team make the playoffs? Oh, well, you know what? We're loaded for it.
We're loaded. I mean, I think we have a lot of talent.
I mean, we have just as good a chance as anybody else.
Right. So let's talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk around the NFL. There's a lot of drama going on in Dallas. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340. If you're listening online, tantalknetwork.com, tantalk1340.com. And of course, if you got one of those handy-dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app. Look at the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear this show, along with all the fine shows on this radio station. Of course, on Facebook Live, on VH2 in Atlanta, 13.5 million homes, on Roku, and also on the IRN network.
What up, the A? What's up?
Yes, we're absolutely everywhere. If you want to find us, we're here on Saturday afternoons on the Tan Talk Sports Network. So let's talk about this Dallas drama because I want to get off the Bucs. Unless somebody brings it up, they want to talk about the Bucs, we can. And Des Bryant basically calling out, saying Jerry Jones is clueless.
Yes, he's definitely clueless.
Well, we'll get into that because it's been a bad week for Jerry Jones. He's clueless. Really stepped into it this time.
Yeah. Well, why did Des Bryant call him clueless?
Well, he called him clueless because first they got rid of him.
Of course he's going to say that because of that.
Right, but what Des Bryant has said is that it was play calling, it was garbage, this and that. And the other thing, it wasn't his fault. And Jerry Jones has come out and said he's a good football player. We just went a different direction. And now he's calling out Sean Lee, saying he's a snake. Travis Frederick had something to do with him getting cut.
Who called out Sean Lee?
Des Bryant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In fact, the comments here, man, are just ridiculous. Like, it's crazy here to think that these guys were friends at one time as I'm looking through this. In so many words, just paraphrasing it, he says, you sat next to me. You sat right next to me. You're supposed to be my brother. And now I find out that you're the guy behind it. Sean Lee comes out and says, you know what? We had to hold you accountable, but I wasn't a part of that. And to me, I think the team leaders have some say in what players are going to be on that team, right? Is Des Bryant right on this? Is Sean Lee a snake, or was it Jerry Jones and Steven Jones' decision?
I will say this. I haven't read into that story, don't know much about it. I will say this, okay? Just based on what you've told me, okay? So I'm only making my decision based off of that, nothing else. There are certain players that may influence who's there and who's not, because sometimes the general managers, they're not at the practice all the time. They're not in the locker room all the time. So sometimes your leaders do have to step up and say, you know what, this guy is infecting or is a cancer in our locker room. And if I'm a GM and I trust the guys that are leaders in my locker room, I do listen to that. Having said that, I'm not going to make that be the reason why I make a decision. It will go into my thought process of making a decision. And then now I have to start talking to my coaches or whatnot.
To give you the quotes here, yeah, he's supposed to be my brother. We laughed, we talk about goals and stuff. He sat right across from me in the locker room, never thought we had a problem. I get cut. He was the first to know. I find out he was behind it. And then Sean Lee says basically, this guy needs to look himself and hold himself accountable.
Again, there you go. So
I'll tell you right now, are the Dallas Cowboys wrong for cutting Des Bryant?
No, they're not wrong because Des Bryant
has not been picked up by anybody.
Just from a film standpoint, I told you that he has not. I don't know if he's a number one receiver.
He's lost
anymore.
a step. Yes.
So, but can he help a team? Yes, he definitely can help a team. If you're looking for a number two receiver, he can definitely help a team. He's too big and physical in the red zone for him not to be on a team.
Now, in saying that, with that being said, the Cleveland Browns are being mentioned and they've talked to Des Bryant.
They don't need him.
Would you, if you're the Browns, would you sign Des Bryant?
No, I have too many weapons right now.
Well, to me, Josh Gordon is not a certainty at this point.
No, he's definitely a certainty.
I don't know if he's going to, I don't know if he's going to be able to get over
though,
it. Sir Smoke-a-Lot, I don't know if he can get over that.
Well, first of all, he didn't show up right now for camp, but he's still going through his, I remember back 2-3 years ago when he was available, he was like, should the Bucs go and trade for him? I'm like, no, let that young man get his life together because that's more important.
He's a highly talented receiver.
Right, exactly. So now, he played last year for a few games, okay? He's still going through his medication or his treatment, and he's getting that treatment, and he'll be available to play. I have him. I got the guy from Miami. I have that new tight end that I just drafted last year.
Who, by the way, says the Browns are a Super Bowl. They're going to be a Super Bowl team this year.
Who said that?
Jarvis Landry.
Okay, but come on, you got to say it.
Come on. You're going to go from not winning games to winning the Super Bowl?
Forget that. You got to set
Come on, man. What is he smoking?
You got to set a mindset.
Test him.
Okay, but they may get to the playoffs next year. We don't know. But what I'm saying is set the mindset. But there are a lot of weapons on that team that I don't need Des Bryant because I'm building from the ground up. Now, if I'm a team that let's say I was 9-7 last year, but I need someone to complement my number one receiver. Yes, Des Bryant is definitely there. So that's all I'm talking about. Let's look at a team like San Diego, who just lost their tight end for the year, Hunter Henry,
right?
Who was a big time target for them. I can get a Des Bryant and bring him over there and make sure that my offense still hums. So he will be valuable right now. What these teams are trying to figure out, because Tez Bryant will strap on the helmet this year.
What about San Francisco? Is he a guy that you bring in? Is this a guy, after these comments, do you want to bring him into your locker room?
Listen, you stop worrying about why people, we overcook everything. Comments are comments.
I'm just saying.
No, I know, but I'm saying comments are comments. That doesn't mean whether or not he's going to go out there and produce. You know what I mean?
He wasn't a highly productive receiver last year. I think he's lost a step.
He wasn't a number one receiver.
Baltimore wanted to sign him to a contract that didn't get it done.
He wasn't a number one receiver last year.
Right.
So if I'm looking at, and what these teams are doing now, they're looking at what they have with the 90-man rosters that they have. They're going to go out there and practice in this training camp, see what they have, probably play a couple preseason games, see what they have. And then Dez Bryant, that guy may get a job. Eric Reed, that we're still looking at the safety, may get a job. So they're just trying to see what they have right now, because there are a lot of veterans that are sitting out there that does not have a team right now. The money isn't right, and the situation isn't right. Some teams will go to the Patriots right now with cheap money because they know they have a chance to win. But I'm not going to go to, let's say, what's the sorry team out there? Cleveland Browns for that same money. You know what I mean? Because the money and the opportunity is not the same. So some of these people, some of these players that are out there, they want to go to teams where they may get some visibility from a national standpoint to kind of increase their brand for the last few years of their contracts. And it may just possibly happen. I think
I gotta play this music because again, it's
what do you got? I don't even know
drama in Dallas.
Tell me what else going on.
Jerry Jones has said basically he wouldn't support a player who elected to stay in the locker room.
Right. You got to stand for me.
Toe the line. He went all Greg Schiano on you.
He told you if you play for the Dallas Cowboys, you can't do anything. I'm going to tell you why I think that's a bad move. And I heard Malcolm Jenkins come out and call him a bully.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you why that's a bad move for Jerry Jones, because Malcolm Jenkins said, I don't play for him, and that's fine. I never will play for him. What he's doing is turning off potential free agents.
And I was thinking about that, but at the end of the day, Jerry Jones is going to pay you top dollar. It really doesn't matter.
Listen, he can't pay you no more than any other team. There is a salary cap.
And
what I'm telling you,
he's got ways. He's got
no, he doesn't have any ways. Well, the salary cap is what it is.
He's connected in different ways with promotions.
No, his connection has nothing to do with whether or not I'm assigned there.
Right.
Because I get the same money from Dallas or I get it from Tampa. If I want to be a cornerback and you want to pay me $50 million, if Tampa want to pay me $50 million and Dallas want to pay me $50 million, if I don't like your stance, I'm going to Tampa.
Well, let me just say this. He's also willing to overpay you, too. So I think people would bury that.
What I would say is this. You don't want to shut off, let's say, a third of the free agents you could possibly have.
Now, here's the thing, and I don't want to make this a political show.
But I'm just saying.
Right, but he actually says this. Donald Trump said, yeah, I agree with you.
Of course Donald Trump agrees with you.
And then Jerry Jones says, Trump's involvement in the anthem is problematic.
It is. It is. We talked about that last week. It is.
I don't know where to go with this. It's like, I'm so sick and tired of this. And they keep on saying things. And it takes away from...
What have I been saying about the anthem?
Right.
What have I been saying?
I don't care anymore.
What have I said about the anthem?
I wish they wouldn't do it, but
Explain to me what have I said about the anthem.
Don't say anything about it.
There you go.
Don't say anything about it.
That's all you have to do.
But you know what? They have a right. Look, if he wants to do that, he can do that if he wants to.
He definitely can do that.
Right.
But what I don't want to do is miss out on the next Deion Sanders.
Well, you may miss out on the next Deion Sanders, and you may miss out on a lot of players that don't want to go there because of that stance.
Exactly, and he needs to hush up.
Right.
Let these other owners, and I guess the NFL...
And you know how hypocritical some of these owners are?
I don't want to...
No. Let's talk about it for a minute.
Okay.
This is the same owner that did the kneeling when it was supposedly in that week. When everybody was doing it, he did it, and now he's supposedly against it.
Well, he did it right. Well, the way they did it, if you remember, it was before the anthem.
Before the anthem.
And then they stood up together.
That's fair.
So he didn't do it during it. So he's standing to his guns. All I'm saying, though, is Jerry Jones, how old is Jerry Jones? 84?
I don't know how old Skeletor is. I don't know.
So, you know, when you're setting your ways, you're setting your ways. What I think the Dallas Cowboys need to do right now is they need to get a new face. And if it's Stephen Jones, then let Stephen Jones be the new face and let him go ahead and dictate. But it's not going to happen because Jerry Jones has too much power, too much ego.
I agree.
He's not going to let it happen. He needs to set back and let Stephen
I've
take
always
over.
said this about Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Until Jerry Jones steps aside, which it looks like he has to a certain degree with his son taking over, then that's when Dallas will be competitive. And you talk to a lot of Cowboy fans, they agree. They say the same freaking thing. The same thing.
Of course.
So enough of that Dallas music. It just brought back memories of the 80s, and then they rebooted it in like the 2000s.
But you know what? I kind of like the ones that they rebooted.
I did too.
Because I didn't really watch the ones in the 80s.
We got JR, man.
But JR was
Larry
on the
Hagman.
show. Oh, they had him on the show. And
they had him on the show.
Then, so when I was watching his character then, I was like, well, he must have been a beast back in the day.
He's always a beast.
He's always a beast.
Dude was a beast, and it's still one of the highest rated shows of all time when they killed JR. Who shot JR?
Who shot JR?
Yep, that's it. So we're just all over the place today on the sports web. I am old. It's okay. I'm old. I'm getting better like fine wine. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340 if you're listening online. TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com. And of course, if you've got one of those handy dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app, the Tan Talk Radio Network, to hear this show along with all the fine shows on this radio station. So you have Des Bryant, you have the Dallas Drama with the anthem. Don't want to necessarily talk about that, but if you want to share and you want to discuss, and it's in a respectful manner, even if it isn't, call us up 727-441-3000. Now, Todd Gurley gets a new contract extension.
And let me talk on that while you get that.
Bro, I go back to what you said before. Are they in the twilight zone? Did they really think that they're not going to be... are they going to wait to the last minute to sign Aaron Donald? They're going to franchise this guy?
Let me tell you something. I have no idea what they're doing. I will say this. Todd Gurley deserved a contract if you want to give him one. I think he deserved one. I like the contract because now what it's doing to the NFL is showing that you can pay a running back $15 million a year, and it's okay to pay a running back $15 million a year. So I like that from that standpoint because I'm scared of players now not wanting to play running back because they get so disrespected because they're not getting the big time money when they're a big time player. So I love to see that. So from that standpoint, I think the Rams got it right. What I don't like is the fact that you have a guy in Aaron Donald who's by far the leader of your team, and you're stringing him along. It's not a good look for you. I don't understand why you can give someone who's never even played a down for you, give him $80 million, and you can't give Aaron Donald his $110 million or whatever.
I don't get it. What has Aaron Donald done to the Rams for them to...
Aaron Donald is one of the best players
beast
in the league.
He's a freaking beast. Pay the man.
So pay him.
Show me the money. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. I'm sorry, I get passionate about it. Man, look, the guy plays. He doesn't cause locker room disputes.
He's not
in the news. He's a good player. He's not in the news. He does everything correctly. Pay the man, Rams. Come on.
I don't get it.
All right, your second call here. Rob from Clearwater. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so on the sports side, how about some talk about the Women's National Basketball Association All-Star Game?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a really great topic there, Rob. What do you think about it?
Did you put Rob on to talk about that?
Look, I'm a screener of the calls,
I
but
will
Rob is Mr. Obscurity on the sports web.
I will say this. There's one...
Thank you there, Pete, and I'm Captain Obvious, too. It's going to be a long year for the Bucks, Pete. Those Steelers.
There's one young lady, I think her name is Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd. I love Jewel Lloyd. She plays, and I don't want to sound crazy, but she plays like a guy because Kobe actually is her mentor and everything like that. And if you ever looked at any of her highlights and everything like that, she's out there looking like she could play in the NBA. Jewel Lloyd. So I'm not going to watch I didn't know it was the All-Star game for the WNBA. I'm sorry, fans. But I will tell you, that young lady, she's a talent. She's a talent.
Okay, good show today, Pete and Sean.
All right. Thanks a lot, Rob. Mr. Obscurity has left the building. All right, get out of here. Open phone line, 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340 if you're listening online. TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com. I'm going to go out to the phone lines. I don't know who this dude is, but he keeps on calling, so we're going to get him on.
Of course, get him on.
I picked the music.
Oh, you didn't let him pick his own music?
No. I'm scared to put this guy on. Keep it clean here. Welcome to the Sports Web. What's on your mind?
Hey, this is Jerry from Jacksonville. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of show you got going on Tan Talk. Last night when I was driving up in Clearwater, I turned on 106.1 and I heard some hip-hop show.
Okay.
Now I get off work today and I come on and I'm listening to some sports talk show. What kind of station is this Tan Talk? I keep hearing this Peter guy, the Spider. What the hell's going on with this show?
Okay,
this station?
wait a minute now. Calm down, sir. I don't know. What's your name, by the way?
Jerry from Jacksonville.
Terrence? Terrence from
No,
Jacksonville?
Jerry. Not Terrence, Jerry.
Jerry from
Like
Jacksonville.
Jerry Jones. You're just talking about Jerry Jones.
All right, Jerry.
Jerry
Okay.
from Jacksonville.
You must be a Jerry Jones fan. You sound like you're a Jerry Jones fan. First and foremost, this
No,
is
I'm not a Jerry Jones fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan at all. Jerry Jones is a racist.
Okay. All right, Jerry. Calm down. Calm down. I like it, though. You know, he gets it. He gets what we do here.
He's trying to figure out.
Yeah, bring
You're
it
talking
back.
about this passion, and don't bring no nonsense. So
Right.
I'm calling now.
Okay.
Jerry from Jacksonville's calling and not bringing no nonsense.
Okay, well, I like you, Jerry. You're really upfront here, and you're bringing a lot.
Jerry, do you have anything about sports you want to talk about? You just want to get on?
Well, let me just explain this. Let me
Okay.
explain this.
Okay.
No, I want to talk about the Buccaneers. I'm driving to Clearwater, and I want to talk about the Buccaneers and Jameis Winston.
Okay.
He really pisses me off, that guy. Ever since that situation happened in Publix with the crab legs, I can't even go to Publix anymore. It just pisses me off with those crab legs.
So wait a minute. So Jameis Winston gets stealing the crab legs. You can't go to Publix no more to get you some crab legs?
No, it messed me up for good. Ever since then, I can't go in there. What those public guys did by giving him them crab legs, when he got in trouble that second time, stealing that stuff from Publix, shouldn't be stealing nothing.
Okay.
Well, you do know that Publix. Well,
they were giving handouts in college. Obviously, somebody missed it.
Yes,
somebody missed the call.
So does that? I mean,
I'm not saying it's right.
Hold on, Jerry. Have you ever been hooked up? Has your girlfriend ever hooked you up with an extra burger in your bag when you were in high school?
Jerry, you got a girlfriend, right?
I've had many girlfriends. They just can't stand me after a while. I get tired of them and tired of them and tired of them.
Oh, they couldn't stand you after a while. I'm wondering why.
With their good players. They get tired of them and they shove them aside.
Hey, Jerry, what would you think about when we have a show where we have Rob on, we have Jerry on in the studio?
No, that's not going to happen.
Sean would probably leave.
No, that
Sean
would not
take
happen.
a knee at this point.
That would not happen.
Who are you talking about, Rob? Is that jackass who called before me?
That's right. He wanted to talk women's basketball. All right. What else, Jerry?
What's wrong with women's basketball? They got the NCAA finals next year in Tampa at the Amalie Arena Oil Can. Women's finals next year, NCAA.
There's nothing.
Why don't you guys pay attention? You're going to bash on Rob for bringing up college women's basketball? And we got the finals next year. You know why we got the finals? Because we got Raymond James Stadium, we got the Oil Can, and Jeff Bennett. That's why we got the finals next year. You're going to talk about them then? When we have them then?
Yeah, we'll talk about
Rob will get really great. You're the show every week, right?
Jerry, you seem very angry for some reason. Why are you so angry, Jerry? It's a sports talk show
why
here.
I'm angry?
Why?
Because it's a lack of quality radio in this area. Bunch of crap. Now,
So wait a minute. So Jerry.
In Tom Talk, I listened to it last night. I listened to it this afternoon. I actually like this station.
All right.
You go over to that big dog crap over there, they ain't got no opinion. They ain't got no right. All they say is to be a wishy-washy. Like Rock Riley. There's a big wishy-washy guy right there.
Hey, Jerry, Jerry, do you like it? Do you like this show?
I like the...
Does Jerry like anything?
I like the Peter Blake guy. None of you and none of that Rob guy.
You don't. So wait a minute.
Hold
on. So you don't like Sean the Sports Don?
It's jackass.
Oh, I'm a jackass. Okay. Well, I tell you what.
The only one who knows anything about sports on this show is that Peter Blake.
Okay.
Some people call him the Spider.
I call him the Spider.
Like
Jerry, I tell you what. Jerry, I tell you what. When you put some more bass in your voice, you can call back.
No, Jerry, you can definitely call back because this has been, I don't know what kind of call this has been. I'm about ready to fall over, but
I've never
had... questioning my sexuality and my masculinity because I got a high voice?
Let me...
You want me to go basing like Tom Jones?
Jerry, let me...
You know who Tom Jones is?
Yes.
How about Barry White?
Yeah.
You know who Barry White is?
We'll play...
You know who Barry is?
I'll tell you what.
Want to talk about bass?
Well... Jerry, we're gonna let you go, but I just want to explain this. This is a multifaceted station, so we're very versatile. It's not just hip hop; it's also sports. We have sports here on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6, and obviously this call right now has been a lot of comedy. So definitely call back. We call it the evolution of sports talk radio. We give you your own walk of music. We'll let you call in twice. Thanks a lot, Jerry.
And you know what? Jerry may be the only caller. We don't need to give him two. We don't need to give him two calls.
I need to give him two calls. I'm ready to fall down right now. Honestly, that was the funniest call I've ever had.
Put some bass in your voice.
727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340. If you're listening online, TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com. And of course, if you got one of those handy-dandy smartphones.
You know what I found out? I found out I was a troublemaker today, and I found out I was a jackass today.
You called you a jackass, and they also called you a troublemaker. Chris Parker said that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I found it all out today.
Yeah, all that today, buddy. So,
hey, you know what? Honestly, I'm the Doness. So y'all get it right out there. It's the Doness on the air. Jerry, boy, you are something special.
I'm telling you, man.
I will give you that.
That was really good.
I will give him that.
That was actually really good radio. 727-441-3000.
He called out everybody, though.
He did.
Right.
He called out everybody.
Big Dog ain't even on the air no more.
I know. Come on now.
He was calling out everybody.
You can't call him out.
He's calling out everybody.
That's crazy. Come on now, man. That's really crazy. I'll tell you what. Let's go out. Let's take a break really quick.
Tom Jones call the ball out.
Well, I'll tell you right now we're going to play Tom Jones or Barry White when we come back.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about the writer.
No, I don't think he was talking about
I thought he was calling about the writer.
I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know what we're talking about on this show. That's one thing I kind of
agree with a little bit.
You shut up.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jones.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more sports on the Sports Web.
Jerry, put some bass in your voice.
Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you. I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. But to know me is really...
Hi, my name is Lou Dieter, and I work for ArmorTech Windows and Doors. We are Florida's window and door professionals. I've been a Pinellas County resident since 1969, so I know what it takes to protect your home and boost its energy efficiency. So give us a call over at ArmorTech, 727-447-3789. We give free estimates, and we'd be happy to hear from you. Ask for Lou. And don't forget to tell them that the Sports Web sent you.
This is Mark Skogman, host of Spectrum 360 on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a political talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via podcast at tantalk1340.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, politics from a progressive point of view.
We take care of our own. Wherever this flag's flown.
Are you tired of being on the side of the road? Do you not want to pay high prices for high-quality tires? Then get out to Prime Time Tires new and used tire sales. They have 10% off of single tire purchases, 15% off a purchase of 2 tires, and 20% off a purchase of 3 or more tires. So if you're tired of paying high prices for tires, then get out to Prime Time Tires, 3011 Alternate 19 North in Palm Harbor. And tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get 20% off your purchase. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Then contact Sky Blue Web Design. A website not only gives your business credibility, but it also gives the impression that your company is on to bigger and better things. If you want to be successful, get a website, and the only way to do that is contact Sky Blue Web Design. It has logo design, social media optimization, and also search engine optimization. Contact Jim Scala and mention this ad, and you receive an additional 25% off the already reasonable prices. Sky Blue Web Design. Remember, if you want that 25% discount, call Jim at 727-232-4401 or www.skybluewebdesign.com, because the sky is the limit. Sadly, more than 250,000 Tampa Bay area veterans lack vital dental services through the Veterans Administration. Many of these same vets have been suffering with excruciating dental pain for years. The Smile Fake Veterans Community Dental Clinic, located in Newport Richey, is bridging the gap by putting smiles back on our veterans' faces. You can help. Your donation to Smile Face says thank you for your service to our wonderful vets. To give, visit www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958 Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, that website is www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958. Your valuable contribution will bless a veteran with the priceless gift of a smile, better health, and a renewed hope. All donations are tax deductible, and volunteer dental professionals are needed and always appreciated.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's
Tan Talk Sports Network.
Finally, some bass in somebody's voice.
I had to do it. Welcome back.
Somebody got some bass in their voice.
To the most entertaining sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6, the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake. He is Sean, the Sports Don. Open phone lines after Jerry just obliterated. That was a great call. That was probably one of the funniest calls.
I don't know if I put it in the great category.
It was a rant.
Yeah, well, he did definitely rant.
He ranted about everything.
He definitely ranted.
He ranted about Jerry Jones.
He ranted about the station and the shows, Publix, Tom Jones.
Other radio shows.
Every other radio shows that even on this station. He just had to get some stuff off his chest. Now, what my suggestion is to him is to call his Go Deep and go get some of that frustration off.
727
Call your Go Deep, Jerry.
3000 or 866.
Call your Go Deep. You need your Go Deep right now.
826-1340 if you're listening online. TanTalkNetwork.com.
Call your Go Deep. I've had to do it before. I'm not going to lie. I've had to call him a Go Deep.
He seemed very upset. He was like one of those guys, get off my grass guys.
But you know, when you upset, you got to call your Go Deep.
I guess he wanted to call us and talk about it. He was upset about Publix.
We're not the Go Deep.
Well, I guess we were today for him.
No. I told you I've never been a queen, sir. Tell him to call his Go Deep.
Where to go with this at this point. All right, so we talked around the NFL. Man, this has been just, that was an unbelievable call. Between him and Rob, what kind of show do you think that would be?
Back to
I'm
back.
telling you.
No,
one wants to talk about something so
not
obscure.
Be a part of this.
That would be great.
No, it would.
We just have a fan day.
It could be. It could be.
Rob.
But I wouldn't be there.
The way Rob talks, it would be like a 5-minute show.
Oh, no. Rob could never do this.
Could he? Do you think he could carry an hour?
No.
Can you imagine him trying to carry a segment?
A segment. No. No.
Go out to the Facebook text line. Rob, women's basketball. Wow. Somebody... we got, let's see. Oh, my God. Jerry was... shot out of a cannon. I think, absolutely. I would definitely agree with that.
Jerry probably stole the show today.
And then somebody said, blessed evening to the Sports Web here. So thanks a lot for sharing us. We're on Facebook Live, of course. We'll read your text requests there. So we talked about Jameis Winston. We talked about camp and some of the things we're looking forward to. Going back to that right side of the line. So you're starting to buy this bet? Are you ready to get those chicken wings ready for me?
No. I don't concede until it's over, brother. No retreat, no surrender.
I've heard some things.
No retreat, no. What did you hear? Tell me what you heard.
I've heard that he looks good. Looks like a road grinder.
Looks like somebody can come in if he needs to. That's what you've heard.
He looks like he could be the starter.
No, you've not heard that. You've not heard that. Stop it. Stop embellishing.
He's a good run blocker, and I think he's going to improve that line. And again, I always go back to this fact that you don't draft somebody with a premium pick to play him on the bench.
Premium pick, he's third round.
They traded up for him, did they not?
Okay, but we traded up for a lot of people.
They traded up for Ali Marpet. He's a starter,
They traded up for Chris Godwin. He wasn't a starter. He was in the third round. Come on, man. Stop it.
There's a lot of people that think that Godwin could start for this team now.
This year, but not last year.
Right.
Okay, then.
You're not one of those people?
What?
Chris Godwin starts right away.
When we drafted him, I told you we got a steal. When we drafted Beckwith, I told you we got a steal. Both of them in the third round, by the way. But that doesn't mean that you're going to start. He could start this year, possibly, but that's not his rookie year. So Kappa, while he's a great prospect, I believe he's a great prospect. Mm-hmm. I really do.
I do too.
I just don't know right now, this year, today. The very first game, we'll see.
Going back to the Jerry Jones stuff, because we're kind of jumping around here a little bit. The NFL and the NFL Players Association is still negotiating this whole deal.
They're talking about it, yeah.
So how does it look when you have one of your strongest owners who's supposed to be a part of this?
It looks like it's Jerry Jones being an idiot again and a bully. So he needs to shut up and let these guys. Because let me tell you, I told you when that happened, the NFL was crazy to make a rule without bringing the players in the first place. Mm-hmm. There could be some resolution that we all could love, okay? They didn't do that. Now they realize the mistake that they've made, the NFL as a whole, and they said, listen, let's go talk about it collectively. Let's get on one accord. And for Jerry Jones to jump out in front of it and say that's just not a good look. Like Jerry Jones thinks he runs the NFL. You don't run the NFL. Remember, he was the one that didn't want to give Goodell a new contract.
Oh yeah.
So
he was the one when the strike happened that said basically to the players, you better conform or there's going to be trouble.
And guess what?
And he thinks he holds that power.
And guess what? He doesn't because guess what? Goodell still got his money.
Still making $42 million.
Goodell still got his money.
Still making bad decisions.
The players still got what they want. Like, listen, Jerry Jones, just shut up. You own Dallas. That's good. Stay in Dallas. You own Dallas. You don't own the NFL.
I give him credit, but I think the biggest mistake he ever made was firing Jimmy Johnson. That was the biggest mistake he made.
They made an agreement to part ways.
Right.
He was dumb for thinking he could do
what ran him out of there.
What Jimmy Johnson could do.
Right.
He can't do it, and that's why he needs to go and sit down.
Speaking of coaches that used to coach here, Jimmy Johnson could have coached here, but he turned us down like everybody else does here. Especially Bill Parcells. John Gruden has not talked to Khalil Mack yet. If you're a Raider fan, are you concerned about this?
I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Yes, he has not talked to Khalil Mack yet about an extension. Now, the reason why
wait a minute.
this is important.
Whoa. He's the coach.
But he's also...
He's not the GM. No, leave that to the GM.
He supposedly has some say on personnel decisions, does he not?
He's still the coach. I'm out here to coach. I'm not out here to talk about contracts. I'm not going to get on John Gruden for that. I'm out here to make sure that you play the ball the way you're supposed to play ball. Like, we can talk about contracts when it's time to talk about contracts. I'm the coach. I'm not the GM. They have a GM. Now, I know he has pull. I get what you're going with this, but right now, why are we worried about a contract extension? Khalil Mack, what does he
Because it's much in the same way of Aaron Donald. He's one of the best.
2 years?
No. I don't believe so. He does have, that's been the thing with the NFL this year is contract extensions.
Well, matter of fact, he was drafted.
I think he has one more year. Maybe he has one more year left. But maybe you're right, 2 years. But this has been the thing.
Was he drafted the same year of Derek Carr or the year after Derek Carr?
I believe he was drafted after.
Because Derek Carr was a second round.
You got a computer in front of you. Look that up. Yeah, look that up.
Go ahead, sir.
The thing that I'm concerned about is, first and foremost, he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
Oh, that he is.
Second, he's your best defensive player with the Raiders. And oh, by the way, the Raiders have lots of problems on defense. So maybe you should talk to this guy and once again pay him his money. I mean, what are we talking about here? Why are the NFL owners so stingy with this?
Brother, do you realize Khalil Mack is 27 years old?
I didn't realize that, but I remember him being drafted.
Pierce, Florida, brother.
Yes.
Florida boy.
Yes, and then drafted out of Buffalo, and there was a lot of talk that Lovie Smith was looking at him.
You're right, because that wasn't Lovie Smith. It was the guy, Shiano, because we drafted Stephen Means from Buffalo the same year.
No, I think it was Lovie. It was Lovie Smith's first year, I believe. He was drafted 2014.
2014,
I believe so.
So he was 24 coming out. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he was a little bit up there. But you know what? He's a mature player, and he's definitely been their best player. And there was a lot of question about if he could bring it, because you always have that small school mentality. He didn't play against top competition, if you will.
So basically, he's on his 5th year. He needs that new contract.
Correct.
Now.
And he feels like he should be paid it. And if you look at his statistics.
Oh, no. His statistics tells you I get 15 sacks, I get 11 sacks, then I got 10 and a half.
That's consistency.
Oh, come on.
Pay me.
And then the first year you got 4, but I mean, whatever. 15, 11, 10 and a half, you're the man.
Right.
You're the man.
What are the Raiders doing?
You're the man.
And again, I go back to this. I think Gruden does have some say. And the thing you have to worry about with coaches coming back, and this is one of the things that, Buccaneer fans didn't consider. Maybe yours truly didn't consider if he did come back to coaching.
You didn't.
A lot of coaches that come back after a long layoff, and how many years has it been since Gruden has coached?
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't necessarily worked out. Joe Gibbs, perfect example.
I will say this about Gruden, though. The difference between him and those other players, Gruden has always stayed with his feet to the ground.
Can he identify with the players today? Even though he's an NFL analyst, just with this right here.
Oh, no, he definitely can.
Does he really think?
He definitely can identify with it because, again, he stayed with his foot to the ground.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, he's doing Monday Night Football. He's going into the interviews with those guys behind the scenes throughout the week leading up to Monday Night Football. Oh, by the way, I'm doing my quarterback camp. Oh, by the way, I still get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning going and watching film. So he's more glued in to, let's say, someone like Joe Gibbs, who probably wasn't watching film as intensely, wasn't around players at NFL locker room as intensely.
Right.
So I think Gruden, if anyone can do it, Gruden is better prepared for it. Now, whether or not that translates into success or $10 million a year success, that's going to remain to be seen.
Well,
but
that's all to me. That's always an overpay, right? I mean, he got a sweetheart deal from Mark Davis, much like Al Davis would probably give.
I did hear him say that if I don't win, he won't take money or something like that.
Oh, please. He's going to keep his money. He's going to keep his job. Yeah, that's crap. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340 if you're listening online, tantalknetwork.com, tantalk1340.com. Yeah, Julio Jones, much in the same way. He got a 2.9 bump.
He's a different story.
He should be paid. He should be getting paid.
Did he get paid?
Well, he got a promise to pay. Basically, they gave him $2.9 million
extra.
Right, and then they promised to negotiate a new deal by next year.
I'm gonna tell you why I have a problem with that.
Why?
And you know me.
And then it's going to lead me to my next point with something that just came out.
I always have, for the most part, I'm always kind of on the player side.
Correct.
You know that. You signed a deal just, 2 years ago?
Correct. And it was market value. It looked good at the time.
You were getting $10, $11 million a year. You can't get mad 2 years down the line that everybody now is getting $14, $15 million a year. And say, because you're still getting a lot of money. They still paid you a lot of money. I just think at this point, I know he's getting older and he's want that last big time check, but I'm not going to get mad at anybody for wanting to get their money. I just don't know if this is the way to go about it. Because again, when we paid you that, you were the highest paid wide receiver when we paid you that. Now that the fact that the economics have changed in the NFL in 2 years, I don't know if you should be holding out because you're still the man. Everybody knows you're one of the top 2 wide receivers. You could go talk about my boy over there in Pittsburgh, but then it's you.
Atlanta has to pay him. They don't have anybody else. And he, like you said, he's one of the top.
Yes, but he was paid like that when they first signed that contract 2 years ago.
Mike Evans has got a big deal. Is Mike Evans comparable to Julio Jones?
No, what I'm saying is this. Mike Evans is getting what the going rate is now as a top wide receiver in the NFL. When Julio Jones signed his just 2 years ago, he was getting what the top was then. I don't like to hold your franchise, especially when you know your franchise just had to sign your quarterback. Like at some point, it has to get to a point to wherein I want to win football games and have my team in position to win football games, because if we win football games, we all can eat. At a certain point, I get it. Now, if you were playing and you're in your 4th year in the league and you're making $800,000 or even $4 million, I understand why you say I have 2 more years left on my deal, but I'm 24, 25. There's no way I should be making that. You need to bump me up. I wouldn't have any problem with it. But right now, your team is in a position to try to win Super Bowls. And if you're trying to take on more money, they made their decision when they paid you. Every decision they made since then is based on the salary cap that you have now. At some point, you have to worry about winning. And that's why I tip my hat off to Tom Brady, because he always put winning first. And I'm not telling people not to go get the money, but what I am saying, at some point, there's no difference between $13 million and $10 million. You're still rich.
All right, got to go out to the Facebook texting line. We got Daryl here, who's a big-time Raider fan. He says that they're going to win 11 games, go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, you had them winning the Super Bowl, did you not?
Yes,
you did.
I did say.
Are you backing off of that? Are you backing off of that?
I did say eventually they would win the Super Bowl.
No, you said they're going to win the Super Bowl right now this year when they signed John Gruden. Maybe, are you backing off?
I'm thinking of backing off.
Yeah, you need to go ahead
and
do that.
I'm thinking of backing off of that because that's just my emotion.
You were emotional.
Right.
We say bring your passion.
Right.
Don't bring your emotion. No.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you did. But go ahead.
He also says, can you get this guy on the right here? I guess he's talking to the left. me a Lakers hat. That's not going to happen. I'm a Magic fan, and so should you. Well, maybe not. Maybe you should be a Lakers fan.
Everybody be whoever they want to be.
Exactly.
All the fans out there that's listening right now, whatever team you are a fan of.
Never going to be a Laker fan.
And whatever team you're a fan of, call up and talk about your your team, and see why your team is the best. Or ask us what we think about that team.
Now, this brings me to my point here. We got David Melgata, who is the agent for the Seattle Seahawks, Earl Thomas. Of course, there was a flashback of last year. Earl Thomas is seen hugging Jason Garrett, saying, "Come and get me." More than likely, he also wants a contract extension.
Yes,
and what he says to Adam Schefter of ESPN, the fact that NFL fans side with teams worth billions instead of players that put their bodies on the line day in and day out never ceases to amaze me. Athletes first agent. Teams can cut players anytime, but players are expected to honor contracts. Capitalism is obviously reserved for certain people.
Exactly.
You know what? He has a point.
Well, no, I've already said that. That's why when you were talking about, LeBron jumped over. Listen, these guys understands now. I'm a business myself, so I don't have any problem with someone going out there and getting that money. I'm saying once you get it, though, you can't look in the rearview mirror and 2 years down the line and say, well, I want to get 13 and I got 10. Like, I don't like that aspect of it. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like it. What Julio Jones is doing right now, when you guys are right there where you can win some Super Bowls, like, I think that the money is not as important right now as solidifying your legacy. I think they need to worry about solidifying that legacy. But what he is saying, he's 100% right. You guys get mad at these players for jumping ship. You get mad at these players for that.
Well, you just told me, you just said that Julio Jones should honor that contract because he signed it.
I said it, and because their team is in that window, and you just signed it 2 years ago, and when you signed it, you were the top paid wide receiver.
Well, then pay him again.
I don't know.
Why? Because NFL teams have a right to cut you at any time
No,
if you
they
don't
do.
work.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
So then what's the problem?
What I'm saying is, if I was Julio Jones, to me right now, worrying about whether or not I get $10 million or 14, or was it $11 million?
Yes.
Whether or not I get $11 million or $14 million, it's not going to change anything right now. I'm trying to win now because now I'm 28, 29, and we're right here, and we got it. To put them on the hook right now, I don't know if I'd be trying to do that because they're trying to sign all these other young guys that's bringing us in. We just in the Super Bowl. Now, if he's 24, I 100% agree with it. And I 100% agree with somebody saying, I don't trust my GM. So I want to team up with my friends and go play on a team somewhere else. I definitely 100% agree.
I just think basketball is such a different animal. I really do.
But I mean, NFL is the same way, though. The same way.
Nah.
It's the same way because if I don't, like, look at the Bucks. We signed Michael Johnson. We gave him all that money. We had him for 1 year because he did not produce. And we're like,
that's your boy. You had his jersey.
No, that was you. That was you. You the one said he was going to be the next Simeon Rice.
Oh, come on.
Yes,
There's a lot of people out there that thought he was going to break the double-digit sack string.
Did the Dynast there? No. The Dynast told you.
You pat yourself.
The Dynast told you.
You pat yourself on the back so much on Saturday afternoons.
No, I told y'all that was about to happen to us. But at the end of the day, though, they cut him because he was not performing. So I get what Earl Thomas is saying. But I'm going to tell you this, though, Spider.
Yeah.
I would not sign Earl Thomas to $1.
Really?
Well, one, you remember.
Well, he doesn't want to be there, first of all.
Well,
Let's
no,
just put that out there.
I'm talking about any team.
Well,
I'm talking about any team.
Not even the Cowboys.
No, you know why?
What if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers said tomorrow, you know what, Chris Godwin is going to be our number 2. We're going to trade Deshaun Jackson for Earl Thomas. You want to take him?
No.
You're drunk.
No, I'm not.
I'm
gonna drunk. No, I'm going to tell you why.
You're drunk.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm going to tell you.
No way you wouldn't take
you're
Earl
drunk
Thomas.
because you're not. You see, you fail to miss the significance of where I'm about to go with this.
All right, go with it.
Okay, you just remember he just had a serious time injury where he was contemplating retiring. You just had that.
Okay.
So we don't know if he's the same guy. So why am I going to sit up here and give him a lot of money just because now he wants a lot of money? You're going to have to prove that to me, sir. And oh, by the way, that's what Seattle is saying because they don't know. And if we're not going to give you that money and you want to get traded, we're going to try to get something for you. And whether or not Dallas want to make that sacrifice and make that payment, that's up to Dallas. But I'm telling you right now, when someone's talking about I may be retiring because I don't know, that lets me know right now you've already checked out. I don't need you on my team. I got young studs that I've just drafted. It's Day now. I don't need Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is a name to me.
So he's washed up to you.
I'm not saying he's washed up. I'm saying I'm not going to make that investment.
You wouldn't take him.
I'm not going. I'll take him for $2 million.
He ain't gonna make no $2
All right,
million.
exactly.
He's making $8.5 million. He ain't gonna take no $2 million.
So my point is, I'm
drunk.
not about to give him $50 million just because his name is Earl Thomas. I'm sorry. That's not what's going to happen. And what fans have to start doing is stop listening to the name and look at the situation. This man just a year ago was contemplating retirement because of his injury. And I'm telling you, he's not the same guy, and you'll be a fool to try to dole out a lot of money for Earl Thomas. I wouldn't do it. I mean, you can do it if you're a GM. I wouldn't do it, sir. That's just me. And I hope the Bucks wouldn't do anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been talked about in the blogs, if you will,
for Dallas.
and writers and stuff like that.
I get it.
I mean,
he's not worth it though right now at this point to me. He got a lot of wear and tear.
I just think, well, he may have a lot of wear and tear, but I also think that he just doesn't want to be there anymore because if you're looking at it from the standpoint of, look at what you have around you. Seattle could be a dumpster fire. I mean, besides Russell Wilson.
I get it.
Right, you lose Richard Sherman, you lose Michael Bennett.
And that's why there's no incentive for them to pay him. Right. Because you're not the same team, and paying you $40, $50 million does not make sense to us.
I mean, good. Again, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to be willing because I don't think this deal is going to get done with Seattle. I'll tell you, all right, let's go out to the phone lines, get this guy on. Travis from Rocket Sports and Entertainment.
You always like to call at 5:55.
Oh, he does, man. You got to call earlier, but you just missed your boy there, Jerry. Travis, welcome to the Sports Web. What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing? You know why I call so late, Sean? Because I saved the best for last, baby. I walk off, I drop that mic, I say, good day. That's the way to end the Sports Web. More me, less you, especially that Sean guy. I'm just teasing, obviously, guys. Hey, I do have to say, that Jerry guy did bring some comedy to the show, and I've only been able to hit the show a little bit here and there. But there's two things, guys. It seems like the NFL is sort of transitioning to less yapping with the players. You know what I mean? The teams are kowtowing to the players that are running their mouths. It seems like there's been a little bit of a transition, guys. I'm not sure if you agree with me on that or not.
I think there is somewhat. I think there's some owners that are willing to put up with it. Jerry Jones seemed like he was one. I think he got tired of Des Bryant. I think that's an example right there. Production leads.
But you're also seeing it with Le'Veon Bell. And you saw with Julio Jones, even though he did get a little extra money put on his contract.
Correct.
It wasn't the long-term deal that he was looking for. It was an extra $3 million dropped on his deal this year.
And
but that put him right up at $14 million a year.
Right.
With the promise of that they're going to redo his deal. You know, and I think he was in the wrong anyways because he had 3 more years to go on his deal. But you are starting to see a little bit of a shift of team first, player second. And I'm surprised you guys haven't talked about Jimmy Garoppolo going and dating on that porn star.
Oh, we talked about that.
Guy. If he is going to go hang out with a porn star, pick a little honey or a hottie, not some skeezer.
Well, she is 41 years old. Wait a minute. Spider got a problem with that because Spider, tell me about the 41-year-old.
I'm telling you right now.
What you going to do, Spider?
She looks good. She looks good. I'm sorry. I like it. I like his taste.
You heard it here first. Spider want a porn star.
Will you shut up? I didn't say that at all. I said if you're going to pick a porn star, you picked a pretty good one. Travis, go ahead.
Come on, Pete. I don't know, man. She's got 4 watermelons. You know, 2 boobs and 2 giant watermelons.
Okay. First of all,
I like watermelon.
Okay.
Second.
Did you watch any of her porn? She's ruined.
No.
I did research.
No. Oh, you did research on that? See, I don't know where y'all going.
Because that's what I do when I call sports talk radio shows.
Let me tell you something.
And, you know, when I want to provide the knowledge and not the nonsense that a lot of your callers bring, I do research and I come with facts. That's right.
Well, that's not facts. That's not facts. That's not facts. You just told me on air.
Sean, it's factual that I watched it and now she's ruined. I mean, you see some of the guys that she's with, they're giants.
I'm talking about her aesthetically.
Travis, I don't know where to go with this.
Is it wrong aesthetically? Because maybe you don't know.
Look. Sean, it's a bad look.
Well, listen, wait a minute. Now,
I
will tell you, if you are, we talk about Jameis Winston.
If you're a sloppy lineman, it's okay.
If you're a franchise quarterback, I kind of agree. You can't put it on social media. Now, he didn't do it. Somebody videotaped him doing it.
It was on TMZ.
Yeah.
TMZ.
But you're going to one of the best restaurants in Hollywood, in Los Angeles. Yeah.
You might as well be posting it yourself. You might as well introduced
ass
yourself.
through the kitchen.
You're right.
She just your huge ass and boobs through the kitchen. That's outstanding.
Well, let me tell you something. See, you just told me something about you, Travis, that I always knew. So you're scared of huge boobs and butts.
No, Sean, don't get me wrong. I can fart in that any time, bro. Come on.
Travis,
come on.
We got to get out of here, man.
Anyway,
I hope we don't get kicked off the air next week.
Hey,
next week is in jeopardy. Next week is clearly in jeopardy.
Lord Jacksonville, Jerry, last showing the sports Don, and Rob the sports god. Keep that Peter Blake around because he's the best talent in all of Tampa, Florida.
Bro, I'm the Donish and you know it.
Not today. Not today.
All right, Travis, thanks a lot, as always.
Travis hates boobs.
Oh, my God. This has been an unbelievable show, as always, on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. I'm your host, Peter Blake. He is
Sean Disposed on.
And we are
giving you something
to think about.
Mom, I am so sorry.
We'll see you next week.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay, WZHR, Zephyr Hills,
FM 104.3.
Listen.
California ablaze, the Russia probe. I'm Ann Cates. The death toll has climbed to 5 and a number of people are unaccounted for as the massive car fire chars Northern California. Shasta County Sheriff Tom Bozenko.
We have had approximately over a dozen reports of missing persons at this time.